What's good? We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic and more. And James Toney is back making his media roundtable. I'm gonna link this article in the description. Shout out to Boxing Scene one time for the one time. Shout out to everybody following the Boxing Clinic. Y'all know what it is. James Toney said he would have knocked out Bernard Hopkins. Said Bernard Hopkins basically wasn't nothing. Only reason y'all praise him is because he held a title for a long time. I believe he said that, and he had only held and headbutted his whole career. The article is deeper than that, but that's the last paragraph in the article. The article is about how he pretty much honed his skills from being just wanting to be a power puncher and going back and watching film and really becoming more of a boxer, puncher, and putting more finesses in his game and thanking certain people for helping him mold into the fighter that James Toney became. But in this hypothetical matchup, which I don't really like to get into him that much no more, I believe James Toney would have knocked Bernard Hopkins' dick in the dirt. Yeah, Bernard Hopkins always had issues with guys that can box. You look at him losing to Roy. Look at him losing to Chad Dawson. Calzaghe. You name it. In the losses that he did have. He can't be outboxed. It was just my opinion on it, man. Toney was a different animal, and Toney had issues with his weight and also with his focus, and he had a lot of things going on in his career. But even on a so-so night, I would take James Toney over Hopkins. I like Hopkins, and Hopkins did a good job, but versus James Toney, I just think James Toney was, especially at if 160, 168, whatever you want to say, they fought in, because I believe Bernard started his career at 168 and it went back down to 160 and became a middleweight legend in the world. But skill for skill wise, I like James Toney, man. I just like what he did with the shoulder roll, the upper body movement, his boxing ability, his great chin, traveling up to middleweight, his quick hands, his upper body movement. He was a good fighter, man. He was a great fighter, and so was Bernard. But Bernard was known for his dirty tactics, and I don't think those dirty tactics and just what he brought to the table would have meshed well with James Toney. I know some people that, don't believe what I'm saying and probably believe that Bernard, could have took James Toney out. And yeah, James, on any given night, James Toney could have been, the wild, reckless James Toney, the Burger King eating James Toney. You're right. And with Roy, he used that as an excuse, but I just thought Roy was the better fighter on the better night, on that night against James Toney. But Toney, man, I liked him better. All the time, Bernard holds the trinkets. He was, longest reigning middleweight champion, I believe ever. He was a good fighter, but, for the most part at middleweight, his big wins were beating smaller guys. And Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, he lost to Roy Jones. He lost to Jermaine Taylor as well. Jermaine Taylor was an excellent amateur boxer, and he was a great pro fighter before, he lost his mind. And, I'm thinking that, James Toney shoulder roll would have just decapitated Bernard Hopkins. He probably not would have stopped Bernard because Bernard had one of the better chins. He had a lot of heart. Bernard did, but it's levels. And I think, most people might rate, Bernard Hopkins higher than James Toney on accomplishments in boxing, but I think James Toney was the better fighter. Going all the way to heavyweight, he came short of a heavyweight title. Defensively, I like James Toney better. I like James Toney physical aspects when he was, in his prime and right, his head speed, his boxing ability. And Bernard Hopkins was more of a technician. He was dirty, grimy, holding. And I tell people that talk about guys who hold and headbutt and do all that grimy stuff. You know what? In boxing isn't a pretty sport. It ain't a clean sport. It's a dirty sport. You gonna have to get your hands dirty at some point. And Bernard, he knocked Oscar De La Hoya out. He knocked Oscar De La Hoya out with a body punch. Then I believe he stopped Felix Trinidad as well. But those are smaller guys. They were. They ain't Bernard Hopkins. They ain't James Toney. He ain't gonna do James Toney like that, man. And even if you wanted to go 68 and face James Toney, I like James Toney there. 75, I like James Toney there. Heavyweight, if you want to go, I like James Toney there. But, Bernard had an excellent career, and I ain't here to speak down on Bernard Hopkins and his career as well. I just prefer James Toney. I know some people that do prefer James Toney, some people that prefer Bernard Hopkins. But, it's a good article. James Toney talked about, how he honed his skill, how when he first started boxing, he was just trying to knock out everybody, and he found out that crap didn't work. And he went back and studied, some other fighters, Archie Moore, just to name one, and tried to really predicate his game on more finesse and more skills. And I didn't even know he played college football, man. He talked about another article we did about a month ago back. We talked about it that, you know, he felt that he really shouldn't have been squeezing down to 160, 168, 175, wherever else he fought. He played college ball around 200 pounds, so he believed he should have been heavyweight his whole career, and trying to squeeze down hurt him in his career. And it definitely did, though, you know. But actually, as much as it hurt him in his career, it pretty much helped him as well by going down there and proving, you know, if you believe him or if it was factual that, you know, he was weight draining himself, he still was beating some of the greatest fighters of all time. Michael Nunn, you know, he competed with Roy, you know, he was beating good guys, and he felt that he should have been a heavyweight his whole career, and he made a mistake there. And it would probably been different if he was a heavyweight. But Toney and Hopkins had two of the greatest chins in the sport of boxing. Neither one ever was stopped. But, you know, I just like, you know, what James Toney brought in the physical department, which I felt he was faster, stronger, quicker than Bernard Hopkins. You want to say at middleweight, he was a better puncher. He had better defense. I like James Toney over Bernard Hopkins. But let me know who y'all think was the better fighter. I know it's going to be a good debate in the comments section once I post this video. And be on the lookout for the Eubanks Jr. George Groves prediction video going down tonight. I'm going to drop it like it's hot. We gone.